So the next piece that I'm going to read, it's called Strings. Strings. I had a vision, a mighty and powerful one. I stood tall, almost reaching the skies above me, and I saw these strings, lots of them, just burst away from me. I kept growing, and it was as though the strings could no longer stay attached to me, even if they wanted to. All that I was tied to, that was never me, I was freed of it all. All those strings that maneuvered my soul in ways that buried my authenticity. Whatever was pulling me to all that was not me, my inner growth superseded it all, and it no longer felt like a push and pull anymore. My inner strength far outweighed it all. I cut all those strings and freed myself. So this piece, I literally said it in the first line. I had a vision, a mighty and powerful one. And again, just like in the last piece, it was inspired from my dream. And that was an introduction to me to receiving those inspirations in my dreams. And this piece was an introduction to me receiving inspiration in my visions. And so I would just like see it. I would see it, and it just felt like me. It felt like the truest thing I've ever felt in my life. That's what those visions felt like. So deeply, deeply intimate that it was easy and effortless to just focus on it and to experience that. And again, it was one of those things where when I sat down to focus and write and feel those feelings of clarity from the inspiration, it just unfolded, and I was experiencing the clarity firsthand. I was discovering who I am, exploring who I am in a way where it was revealing itself to me real time. So that was Strings. And the next piece, which I feel it was like one of my favorite pieces at the time. And it's called She Is a Warrior. She is a warrior. And again, as soon as I find it, one day I'll read it. I just remember that there were these beautiful movies that I was really enjoying at the time that I feel allowed me to enjoy this piece. But this piece, I had a dream, and I woke up, and it was such a special feeling. It was such a special feeling, and what I could remember of the dream, it was like I was getting married. It was my wedding, and this is how when I have those dreams, it very much in the moment, if I'm not sitting down to write it, I would just focus on remembering it and just like tell myself a little story at the time. And so what it felt like in that moment, I was getting married, and I was looking at this person, and this person was looking at me, and I just felt that I didn't love this person, and this person didn't love me, but there was some reason that we were getting married, but there was no sense of remorse or regret about it. And in the dream, like, I felt so, there was such like a sense of respect, a sense of sanctity, a sense of strength about it, about how I felt in the dream. And this was a piece that I wrote, and so it's called "She is a Warrior." She is a warrior. There's a strength in her eyes. There's a compassion in her words. There's a bravery in her stance. She questions her worth never. She sees the strength in your eyes that you are blinded to. She hears the loving words that your heart stifles. She sees a strong spirit when you lower your gaze as you walk your path. She has no beliefs. She knows. She knows that there's an eternal, powerful source guiding her. She knows that the angels walk with her. She knows that the divine is within her. She is a warrior. When we must face our challenges and mere mortals remain mere mortals, refusing to step into their greatness, and stumble and fall into hopelessness, she embraces her power. She embraces her greatness. And yes, fear creeps in, but the poor thing, it is no match for the love that fills her to her very core. She embraces the challenges of life with such beauty, with such grace. There is no sacrifice. There is no uncertainty in her choices. There is only love. There is only love. It is intense. It is powerful. It is magical. You gaze into her eyes. What is this wondrous feeling? You see yourself. You see the you that you keep striving to be. But there you are. In her eyes, no effort needed. You are a warrior. She is me. She is you. She is a warrior. And then the last piece that I want to read for you guys, it's called Befriending Her Monster. Befriending Her Monster. And I feel that this was also such a special piece for me. I remember just sitting and being very in the moment with what I was feeling, and just trying to just listen, and as I was writing, to just get deeper and deeper and deeper into what I was feeling. And it wasn't feelings that felt good there, but there was also this curiosity in me to explore it and to dissect it, and just to sit in the silence of it. It was a very, very intimate experience. So this piece is called Befriending Her Monster. For the first time, I have embraced my darkness. I have suppressed it. I have feared it. I have fought with it, but never have I embraced it. Until now. There's a freedom that accompanies this acceptance. It seems to lose its intensity talking about it without hesitation. Sharing my innermost insecurities, being vulnerable, it is something that I have never experienced, and yet it feels so right, but so wrong, so messed up, but also freeing. You know, it is like in the past, when I felt the sadness, the anger, the hate, I fought it. I feared that it would stay forever. I feared that I would feel the pain forever. But more and more I realized that it does not last forever. It never lasts forever. So maybe finally that is why I stopped. I stopped fighting it because there was finally a knowing that it would pass. And I could either choose to fight a battle that I need not win and be weary, or I could flow with it, share how I feel, even laugh about it a lot. Maybe this makes me a little weird, a little crazy. Maybe you feel that you should be concerned for me, a little worried. I mean, sometimes I am a little concerned for me. But I will say this, maybe your concern, your worry lies in your uncertainty. That you can actually embrace your pain, embrace the hurt. Maybe you will see that it is not separate from you. It is part of who you are. The very thing that you continue to push away, suppress, stifle, fight. It is the very thing that you need to shine. It is the very thing that you need to be free. Befriending her monster. Befriending her monster. I feel that for me, this was one of the first experiences that I had with discovering the magic of my writing, the magic of expressing myself, and just by intimately expressing what I was feeling and how I was feeling, I discovered that it was just every time it would transform itself as I was writing, and the experience was always intimate. It always felt full. It always felt like I unlocked a new clarity of who I am. I discovered a new part of who I am, which I feel a lot of appreciation for. It's ultimately, I feel that it's just this endless clarity that I am loved unconditionally. I am loved unconditionally. That we are loved unconditionally. We are loved full stop. And so no matter how I feel when I sit and I write and I express that, it just unfolds itself into something really beautiful, into some kind of truth of who I am. And it always feels good in some capacity. And I really, 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 really appreciate that. So those are the 5 pieces that I wanted to share with you guys from this book, Freeing the Goddess Within. And I feel I like doing these videos, even though this is my first one. It feels like an experience in and of itself where I get to further appreciate these experiences that I've had writing. And at the same time, as I record these videos, it's very real time unfolding into new experiences for me, new clarity for me. And my prayer is that you feel some relief, that you feel some clarity, that you feel refreshed in some way, that you just feel good in some way. And I'm really excited to do more of these videos, and I'm probably going to record some more right after I'm done with this. But thank you guys for watching. Bye.